Hey Psych Chat fans, and welcome back to my channel. I want to thank you for joining me today. Our topic of discussion today is going to be mindfulness. But before we jump into our topic, I wanted to thank you all. We're at 223 subscribers. I am so excited. I mean, I can't believe it. I started this channel about a month and a half ago or so, and now we're at 223, and I am just so grateful for you guys. I want to thank you so much for tuning in and supporting me, as well as building a community here so we can help support each other. So I just wanted to take a moment and just to thank you guys. You guys rock. You guys are awesome. So as you know, in my videos, these are just suggested strategies. They do not replace therapeutic services like counseling. So if you are engaged in counseling, please continue your counseling, and hopefully you're getting the benefit of counseling. Also, these are suggested strategies. So please use what works for you. Use what you feel comfortable with. But if you do use mindfulness and you use mindfulness-based strategies, then please leave a comment down below, letting me know what's kind of going on, what your thoughts are, how you're using it, and how it's supporting you, and how you've moved forward using these particular strategies. So now, without further ado, let's jump into our topic about mindfulness. Okay guys, so today's topic of discussion is going to be mindfulness. Mindfulness essentially is being cognizant, being aware of our surroundings, our feelings, our thoughts. That's really what mindfulness is all about. It's about really combating being on autopilot. A lot of the times, if you really think about it, say for instance, we're going back and forth to work, right? We know our route, we know the process. If there's traffic, is there not traffic? And maybe we've been doing it for months, maybe we've been doing it for years. It can get to the point where our mind kind of shuts off, essentially, and we're just driving to work mindlessly, and sometimes we stop and think, hey, how did we get here? And that's because our brain goes on autopilot, right? It remembers, our body remembers how to maneuver the car, remembers where to go, so we're paying attention to the road, but we're not fully mindful or fully aware of going from point A to point B. Now, in terms of addiction recovery, mindfulness is very important because if we're aware of certain things like triggers, then we're better able to combat urges and cravings that follow triggers. A lot of people in the beginning stages of recovery don't recognize those triggers, and therefore it's difficult for them to combat those cravings or combat those urges because they're not aware of it, so they give in to them. So mindfulness and being cognizant is going to be really important even before we have our toolbox and before we utilize our toolbox. Because if we're not aware, then how are we supposed to change our behavior? How are we supposed to change at all? And Einstein said, or he supposedly said, that the definition of insanity is doing the same thing again and again and again and expecting a different outcome. So essentially what Einstein meant, if he did say that quote, we're not too sure, but I mean, that's a topic for another time. But essentially, it's about combating being on autopilot. Because if we're on autopilot, then we are doomed to repeat the same thing again and again and again. Which, yeah, I'm sorry, that was a little over dramatic, but I mean, you get my gist. You know what I mean. And if we're mindful, then we're able to move forward. We're able to use our toolbox effectively, and we're able to make changes in our life and work towards our goals. So what are some of these mindfulness strategies? Well, essentially, stopping and smelling the roses, literally. Sometimes we just need to take a minute and just be observant of our surroundings. So let's utilize our senses. What do we see? What do we smell? What can we touch? And we can experiment with mindfulness. For example, doing laundry mindfully, right? How do I feel? What am I thinking? How do the clothes feel? Did I get soap all over my hands? And these are some of the things that we can practice. Mindfulness driving our car, mindfulness doing laundry. We can be doing our makeup mindfully. And this will really help us to identify stressors, identify our triggers. So for instance, if we are triggered and then we're craving, we can do something about it. Or if we experience anxiety and we're triggered, then we can do something about it. So a lot of my clients are triggered either physically, somatically, so their heart will be racing, they'll have sweaty palms, and this is in regards to anxiety. Or other times it might be racing thoughts. So if we're not aware of even the subtle signs of anxiety, we can't do something about it. We can't use our relaxation techniques, and then the anxiety might escalate and we might turn into a panic, which is something that is very overwhelming if you've experienced a panic attack. So I really encourage you to be mindful and to try out this particular strategy. Let me know how it works in the comments down below and share with our community here and how it helped you. I want to thank you so much for joining me today. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel and click that little bell down below so you are notified when I upload new videos. And you can also follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Thank you so much, guys. I really appreciated all the support, I really appreciate all the support, and I'm really looking forward to creating a lot more videos and interacting with you guys. So until my next video, have a wonderful self-care day. Bye for now, guys.